Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now out in theaters, and a lot of fans around the world have mixed feelings and emotions and thoughts about this movie after seeing Episode 9 by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, really is the true culmination of the Skywalker saga. A lot of fans either love it or hate it or are in between. There's a lot of mixed reviews out there based among many Star Wars fans that are either casual fans, hardcore fans, or just newly introduced to this franchise. Now, with that being said, I wanted to go into some spoilers here and explain a specific scene at the very end of the movie that's going to be attached to the official novelization due for release in 2020. Now, in case you guys did not know, the very ending of The Rise of Skywalker, by the way, we are going into spoilers, is of course a big moment in which we have Rey versus Emperor Palpatine. A very controversial scene because of what Rey does to Palpatine by killing him by use of deflecting the Force lightning back at Sidious, which, by the way, I've actually expressed numerous times that I do have a problem with this scene. However, in the upcoming film's novelization, it is all set and ready to explore and explain more details about that specific moment. Now, with that being said, what's rather intriguing about this is that it's explained that toward the ending of the film, when Rey makes her way over to Exegol, over in the unknown regions to face her grandfather Palpatine, she begins to make her way to Palpatine, eventually leading to a moment in which Sidious drains the life force from both Rey and Ben Solo, to which it rejuvenates him. This is where Ben Solo is thrown into the pit on Exegol, where Rey is left on the ground repeating the words, "Be with me." As the sky changes from the atmosphere of the world of Exegol to blank space with stars, this is said to be Rey's view of the netherworld of the Force. The view that Rey sees above as she begins to connect with the Force Ghost voices is said to be what the netherworld actually looks like and where the Force Ghosts go after they vanish from the mortal world. The film's novelization due for release in March of next year is set to explain all of this in March of 2020, where once Rey begins to connect with the Force Ghost, the official novel is set to explain that each Force Ghost gives Rey a specific type of power so that she can go up against Palpatine. Now, the novel is set to actually explain that when Rey fights Sidious, she is said to have the strength of both Anakin and Luke Skywalker's Force Ghosts, whereas with other Force Ghosts of the past, she gains their knowledge from Mace Windu, Qui-Gon, Ahsoka Tano, and others. The Force Ghosts use a power that comes from the Wills, who are godlike beings that allow Rey to defeat Sidious in the process. This power that the Force Ghosts give to Rey is said to only be allowed to use once on a mortal in great danger, and that the Force Ghosts were able to give Rey the momentum that she needed to push Palpatine's Force lightning right back at him. Now, Rey gained the knowledge of the Wills to become fearless against Palpatine, and that this was all because of the other Force Ghosts, making Rey fearless in the process of giving her the knowledge that she needed from the Wills. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the thing about The Rise of Skywalker here is that there's a lot of fans out there who either love it or hate it when it comes to that very given moment in which Rey is the very one to bring balance to the Force, to defeat the Sith once and for all, to kill Emperor Palpatine, her own blood, her grandfather. Now, in case you guys missed it, I'm sure that you didn't, but here it is anyway. You know, toward the very beginning of Act 3, we do learn that basically Palpatine's son is Rey's father, and Rey's mother is just some random woman. So Palpatine's son was never really further explained, and that's going to be explained at some point in time in 2020 in the official novelization, so also keep an eye open for that as well. Now, everything related to the death of Palpatine, alright? Now, this is all said to be because she gains the knowledge of the Wills and gains the strength of both Anakin and Luke in the process of their Force Ghosts, and as well as the other knowledge of other Force Ghosts. I don't know if you guys heard it, but you do hear Qui-Gon Jinn in there, you do hear Mace Windu, you hear Ahsoka Tano. The other Force Ghosts are said to just give her knowledge of the Wills, whereas both the Skywalkers give her the strength that she needs to fight Sidious and to deflect the lightning back at him. Now, I still disagree with the fact that Rey was the one to defeat Sidious. It really should have been both Ben and Rey working together equally. I think that would have been a better way to go. I feel like that this was essentially a segue for Rey to die so that Ben Solo can give his life to her. I feel like that was maybe the only way that they could do that, but at the same exact time, they could have just done something more around the lines of both Ben and Rey fighting Sidious, blocking the lightning, and then Ben Solo dies, and that's it. So, with that being said, like I've said before in the past, the novel is going to explain a lot more about this, and the fact that we see the netherworld of the Force. Keep in mind, when Rey is on the ground looking up at the sky as it changes into blank space, the blank space is the netherworld. So we finally got our very first look at the netherworld of the Force in a live-action Star Wars movie that will be explained in the official novelization. Now, there was actually a lot of scenes that were filmed for, of course, Episode 9 that feature the netherworld, and that's the most that we really got for the finalized version of the movie. Most of it was all deleted. Basically, originally there was going to be a lot of Force ghosts popping up in the netherworld. Unfortunately, we did not get that in the final cut of the movie, which I think is a big missed opportunity. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.